Late one stormy evening, a young woman named Clara was driving home through the winding country roads of Vermont. The rain lashed down in torrents, and the headlights barely pierced the darkness. Clara was tense. The radio had just announced a flash flood warning for the area. She turned onto Old Willow Lane, a detour she rarely took but thought might save her time. As her car struggled through the narrow, muddy lane, she saw a figure standing in the middle of the road, an old woman in a tattered dress holding a lantern. Clara stopped her car and rolled down the window. "Do you need help?" she called out. The old woman slowly shook her head and pointed to a dilapidated house on the side of the road. "You should not be here," the old woman warned, her voice barely audible over the storm. Clara's curiosity got the better of her. She parked the car and approached the house. Inside it was eerily silent. Suddenly, a child's laughter echoed through the dusty halls. Clara followed the sound to a room filled with old toys and a rusted crib. On the wall, she saw faded photographs of a smiling family, a mother, father, and a child. Turning to leave, she noticed the air had grown icy. Her breath fogged up in front of her. As she reached the door, it slammed shut on its own, plunging the room into darkness. Trembling, Clara fumbled for her phone and switched on the flashlight. That's when she saw them, the spectral figures of the family in the photographs, their faces contorted in silent screams. At that moment, Clara realized the child's laughter had turned into ghostly wailing. The wailing built to a crescendo that filled the room. She bolted for the door, but it wouldn't budge. Panic set in as she heard the old woman's voice whisper in her ear, "You should have listened." With all her strength, she finally forced the door open and dashed back to her car. As she sped away, Clara glanced in her rearview mirror. The old woman and the spectral family stood at the house's doorway, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Clara never took Old Willow Lane again, haunted forever by the eerie encounter she would never fully understand.